In the chill dawn of the European countryside, foxes once woke to a feast falling from the sky, a shower of chicken heads tumbling through the air and landing with a thud across meadows and forests. To these wild creatures, it must have seemed like a gift from the heavens, a breakfast buffet beyond their wildest dreams. Yet hidden within this bizarre spectacle was a carefully orchestrated effort to combat one of the most ancient and terrifying afflictions ever to stalk both beast and man: rabies. Rabies is a name that carries a shadow, a word steeped in fear and myth. Its very etymology harks back to Lyssa, the Greek spirit of rage and madness, who haunted both animal and human minds with uncontrollable fury. For at least 4,000 years, rabies has been a specter hanging over civilization, its symptoms as chilling as any horror story, its outcome almost always fatal once it takes hold. The disease can transform gentle creatures into ravenous attackers, and humans into beings paralyzed by terror, unable to swallow water, gripped by spasms and confusion. What makes rabies so uniquely deadly is not merely its lethality, but its cunning. A virus on the very edge of what we'd call alive, rabies consists of little more than a snippet of genetic material. Just 5 genes, each coding for a protein with an essential role in the virus's treacherous journey. With this molecular toolkit, the rabies virus solves 5 core problems. It finds a way into mammals, evades the immune system, travels to the brain, replicates, and ultimately finds a new host. The story of infection often begins with a bite, a seemingly minor wound, perhaps from a stray dog or a curious bat. Millions of viral particles lurk in the saliva, forced deep into muscle and tissue. Their target is not just any cell, but the nerve cells, or neurons, that serve as the body's communication network. Neurons are remarkable structures, stretching up to 1.5 meters in length, forming intricate webs that allow us to move, think, and feel. At the end of each neuron lies the synapse, a microscopic junction where chemical messengers leap from one cell to another. The rabies virus is a master of disguise, able to bind to the very receptors that neurons use to communicate, slipping inside without setting off any alarms. Once within the neuron, the virus faces its next challenge: the long journey to the cell body, nestled far from the point of entry. Here, the virus takes advantage of the cell's own transportation system, microtubules like railway tracks, and tiny molecular motors called dynein. These motors haul cargo toward the nucleus, and the rabies virus, with the help of a single protein, hitches a ride straight to the heart of the cell. In most viral infections, the body's immune system quickly swings into action. Infected cells release warning proteins called interferons, which rally the immune response and make it harder for viruses to replicate. Cells also display fragments of what they're making in special windows called MHC class I molecules, an internal billboard that immune cells scan for signs of trouble. If a cell shows evidence of viral production, killer T cells are dispatched to destroy it, halting the infection in its tracks. But rabies is a master of stealth. It suppresses the production of interferons in neurons, making itself invisible to these cellular watchdogs. Unlike many viruses, it doesn't kill its host cells outright. Instead, it moves quietly from neuron to neuron, working its way toward the brainstem. This journey can unfold over weeks, months, or even years, depending on the site of the bite and the amount of virus delivered. The virus is patient, biding its time as it advances through the nervous system. Eventually, the immune system senses that something is amiss. T killer cells are summoned, ready to attack. But in the brain, the rules are different. The central nervous system is exquisitely sensitive, and the immune response must be tightly controlled to avoid catastrophic collateral damage. Neurons themselves can order invading T cells to self-destruct, a protective mechanism to prevent brain inflammation. The rabies virus has found a way to exploit this, tricking infected neurons into sending the death signal to the very cells meant to defend them. When the virus finally reaches the brainstem, the consequences are dire. Curiously, rabies does not cause the massive tissue destruction seen in many other viral infections. The brains of victims often appear eerily intact. Instead, the virus disrupts the normal communication between neurons, leading to the signature symptoms: agitation, hallucinations, paranoia, paralysis, and the infamous hydrophobia, an inability to swallow water coupled with terror at the sight of it. With the brain now under its sway, the virus moves again, this time reversing course to travel down nerves leading to the salivary glands. Here it multiplies and saturates the saliva, ready for the next bite, the next victim. This cycle has played out for millennia, each new case echoing the terror of generations past. Despite the horror rabies inspires, there is a glimmer of hope. Rabies was among the first diseases for which humanity developed a vaccine. The slow progression of the virus offers a rare opportunity. Vaccination after exposure can still save a life, provided it is given before symptoms appear. This post-exposure prophylaxis has saved countless lives, especially in regions where rabies remains a threat. Yet the battle is far from over. Rabies still claims around 60,000 lives each year, nearly half of them children. It lurks at the edges of civilization, in forests and fields, in the saliva of wild animals. The virus is a reminder of nature's capacity for both wonder and terror, a foe that cannot be reasoned with, only prevented. The campaign to drop vaccine-laced chicken heads from the sky was just one chapter in humanity's ongoing struggle against rabies. It is a story of ingenuity and resilience, of science confronting one of history's greatest monsters. And so, as we continue to vaccinate, to educate, and to innovate, we move closer to a day when rabies will exist only in memory and legend. A beast defeated not by fear, but by knowledge and determination. Did you find our videos helpful? Please like and subscribe to our channel so we can be motivated to answer the questions that people are still wondering about.